Hi everyone. Hi ma'am. I am one of the reporter in group 7. Some distinguished Mindanao writers. The following are the some notable Mindanao writers who wrote about the ethnic groups in Mindanao through fiction and poetry. There are 10 writers here. First we have Antonio Reyes Enriquez. He is an author of several books of short stories and novels. Antonio Reyes Enriquez was born in Barangay Labuan, Zamboanga City in 1936. He was educated at the local Jesuit school in Zamboanga. His parents wanted him to study medicine and sent him to a university in Manila. But after several years, he returned to Zamboanga City without a college degree. Enriquez later did various jobs like writing news and other features for various newspapers and magazines. He also joined a surveying company in Cotabato, where his experience provided him settings and character for his novel Surveyors of the Liguasan Marsh. Antonio Reyes Enriquez won a Writing Fellowship Award, which brought him to Silliman University, where he graduated with a liberal degree in creative writing. Antonio Reyes Enriquez won the Don Carlos Palanca Memorial Grand Prize for Literature on 1982 and 1993. The Palanca Award, it is considered as the most prestigious award for literature in the country. In 1996, he was recognized with the Pambansang Alagad ni Balagtas Award for Fiction in English by the Union ng Mga Manunulat sa Pilipinas, or AMPIL, or Writers Union of the University of the Philippines, where he graduated with a liberal degree in creative writing. Here are some examples of his notable works. These are his novels. First, The Surveyors of the Liguasan Marsh, during 1881. This novel, he won the grand prize of Don Carlos Palanca Awards on 1982. The second one, The Living and the Dead, in year 1994, and the other one is The Subuanons, in the year 1999. The second one, Jaime Ann Lim. Jaime Ann Lim, he is a co-founder of the Mindanao Writers Group and the Iligan National Writers Workshop. He has won awards for his fiction, The Axolot Colony. It won the first prize in the 1993 Don Carlos Palanca Memorial Award for Literature. And the other one, The Boy and the Tree of Time. It also won the second prize in the 1993 Palanca Awards. The next is The Encanto, the originally titled Yasmin. It also won the third prize in the 1990 Palanca Awards. The next is The Husband. It also won the 1984 Elise Literary Award for the Best Graduate Fiction in Jana University. The next one is The Liberation of Mrs. Fidela Magsilang. It also won the third prize in the 1973 Palanca Awards. And the last is The Outward Journey. It also won as honorable mention in the 1973 Focus Philippine Short Story Contest. So those are some of his notable works. So Jaime Ann Lim was awarded by The Onion ng manunulat sa Pilipinas or AMPIL as the Gawad Pambansang Alagad ni Balagtas for Poetry and Fiction in English in 2000. So the next one we have Ibrahim Hubayra. So Ibrahim Hubayra, he has published 3 volumes of short stories and 2 more collections of unpublished material. So Ibrahim was born on 1920. He began writing in high school. So he was the editor of the Crescent Review magazine and the Zamboanga Collegian, as well as a columnist for the Zamboanga City Inquirer and Muslims Times. So his own education and social standing, he came from a family of minor royalty. It put him on a path familiar in colonial history. So coming of age under the colonial American government, his English language education led him to government service. First as a teacher in Zamboanga and later with the Department of Foreign Affairs, which took him to Sri Lanka in year 1969 to 1978 and Pakistan in year 1982 to 1985. So Ibrahim, he was the best known of the older generation of English language educated Muslim Filipino writers and one of the most prolific. So he received the Presidential Medal of Merit in Literature from Ferdinand Marcos. So some examples of his works, first, The Blue Blood of the Big Astana, A Mirror of Ancient Heritage, The Muslim Heritage, A Canto of Summer, a collection of 15 Muslim short stories from the heart of southern Philippines. So next we have Christine Godinez Ortega. So she is a poet, an author, an educator, and a journalist. So she was also a full professor of English at the Department of English of College of Arts and Social Sciences, Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, or the MSU-IIT. So MSU-IIT, Iligan City. So she was the director of the publication and information of the university. So Christine completed her undergraduate and graduate studies in literature and creative writing at Silliman University and postgraduate study in creative writing at the De La Salle University, Taft, Manila. She taught creative writing and literature and is a founding member, resident panelist, and director of the Iligan National Writers Workshop. So she is also the literary arts coordinator of Central and Northern Mindanao and vice head of the National Literary Arts Committee of the National Commission for Culture and Arts, or NCCA. So some example of her works, Lanterns in the Sun and other poems. So the other one, we have Ida Rivera Ford. So Ida Rivera Ford, she was born in Hulu, Sulu. She became the editor of the first two issues of Sands and Coral, the literary magazine of Silliman University. So, in 1949, she graduated with an EB degree major in English, a cum laude. In 1954, she obtained an MA in English Language and Literature at the University of Michigan and won the prestigious Jules and Avery Hopwood for fiction. So she taught at the University of the Mindanao and Ateneo de Davao University, where she was the Humanities Division chairperson for 11 years. So, Ida Rivera Ford founded the first School of Fine Arts in Mindanao, the Learning Center of the Arts, now known as the Ford Academy of the Arts, on 1980. So, in 1982, the city of Davao recognized her contributions to culture and the arts through Dato Bagu Award. So, in 1984, she was an awardee in the Philippine Government Parangal for Writers of the post-war year. In 1991, she was the Gawad CCP awardee for the essay in English. So, in 1993, she was the recipient of Outstanding Silimanian Award for her contribution to literary arts and culture. So, in 1993, the UPICW named her National Fellow for Fiction. So, she became the director of the 2 NCCA Mindanao Wide Creative Writing Workshop and 2 UP National Writers Workshop. So, Ida Rivera Ford was the president of the Mindanao Foundation for Culture and the Arts as of 1997. So, some of her works, Love in the Comhask, it won the Jules and Avery Hopwood Prize in Michigan. So, number 6, we have Anthony L. Tan. Anthony L. Tan was born in Shasi, Sulu, on August 26, 1947 to Uto Hushong Tan and Kim Chu Lu, both of Chinese Sama descent. He was the 5th of 10 children. So, Anthony earned his BA English from the Ateneo de Zamboanga in 1968 and went on to Silliman University in Dumaguete City for both his MA Creative Writing in year 1975 and PhD British Literature in year 1982. So, Anthony L. Tan taught at the English department of Silliman University for more than a decade. And also, he was a regular member of the panel of critics at the Silliman National Summer Writers Workshop. So, in 1983, he joined the faculty of the English department at MSU Iligan Institute of Technology and became one of its chairpersons in 1984 to 1985. Together with Jaime Ann Lim and Kristen Godinez Ortega, he helped organize the first Iligan National Writer Workshop or Literature Teachers Conference in 1993. So, here are some examples of his works. The Badjao Cemetery in year 1985 and The Poems for Modas in year 1996. So, we have number 7, Zola Gonzalez Macarambon. Makarambon. Her works have appeared in various national and international publications, including the Cordite Poetry Review, Tingog Nanay, Anthology of Motherhood Stories, Best of Dagmay 2, Yes Poetry, Misfit Magazine, Perel Asian Australian Arts and Culture, Literary Yard, Dead Snakes, Zombie Logic Review, The Philippines, Free Press Philippines, Graphic, among other places. Her short story was highly commended at the 2016 Monash Short Story Competition. So Zola is currently studying at Monash University, working towards a PhD in film, media, and communication. So the next one we have Calbi Asain. Calbi Asain was an English teacher whose stories and essays have won awards from the Ateneo de Zamboanga. He writes in Tausug as well as English and Filipino. Asain was a summa cum laude when he graduated from the Notre Dame of Hulu. He has graduate degrees in English and Philippine Studies from the UP. He has attended the UP National Writers Workshop and the Silliman Writers Workshop. So his works have appeared in Midweek, Ani, and Graphic. So his book Panunggod and Other Stories was published by the DLSU Press in 2001. So Asain, he won the Raha Bagenda Award for Outstanding Tausug in Literature. The other one we have Macario de Chu. So Macario de Chu, he has a doctorate in education, teaches literature at the Ateneo de Davao University. He has 3 Palanca Golds for short story in Cebuano. And he is a recipient of the National Book Award in 2005 for Davao, reconstructing history from text and memory. Now, he writes mostly in Cebuano and rarely in English. Example of his work, Balyan, Nanking Store, and Ang Bata na Dili Matulog. So, the last one, we have Rebecca Marohom Sar Alawi. So she is a well-loved literature professor who inspires students and fellow teachers in MSU Marawi City. So his essays have been anthologized in national publications. So, aside from writing, her interests include literature and culture. So, she has presented papers dealing with literature and cultural rootedness in national and international literature conferences. So, example of his works, The Road to Aras Asan. And that's all for the some distinguished Mindanao writers.